How's it going? Welcome back out to the banks of the McKenzie River. Luna and I are out here alone today. Athena has stayed home. That is our beautiful 10-month-old German Shepherd. She was spayed on Wednesday. Today is Sunday and she's still healing, and my wife thought it would be best that we left her at home. So Athena is home with Alexis and Emily. So it's just the original duo out here today, Luna and I. And Luna, you'll see in the B-roll, I just took a little clip of what she's doing. She has a giant stick that she is unearthing and playing with. I am out here to review Fresco from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Talk about that more in just a second. I have a first use Bolzano blade. It's in my little metal tin that I use to bring stuff with me. I've already scooped with my Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements alien head scoop. There's a few scoops now. This is in the CK1 base. I've purchased everything in the video today except for the razor. The razor was sent to me by a friend, a viewer of the channel. I've had it for a while. I've used it before. It is the RazoRock Super Slant with the UFO handle. I love it, and I have in it today the L2 plate. The Tube 2.0, that is the cube in a travel size jar, a pre-shaved soap. I have you set up on the tripod, no mirror. I'll be using the camera. I have my microphone. It's underneath my shirt. I'm wearing 2 layers of shirts. It's about 45 degrees. It's been sprinkling a little bit, even though there wasn't supposed to be any rain today. But that's Oregon, and the weatherman out here can't ever figure out what the weather's going to be. So you can't rely on the weatherman. Not in Oregon, not in the Pacific Northwest. Right, Luna? The only thing you can count on out here today is that we're going to have a damn fine shave, and that Luna is not going to be able to receive enough sticks from my arm here. Right, baby? Yes. The river is so full. There'll be a 360 of my surroundings in the B-roll after the shave. If you want to see more of the area. I've done a lot of shaves from here, up and down this section of the river. We weren't able to get to the rocks that I normally shave from, and that's because the river is so high, and I got a decent amount of B-roll to share with you guys. How's the mic? Am I yelling? We sounding okay? Are we picking up the river? Well, and I guess I didn't buy the brush either. This was a gift 3 or 4 Christmases ago from my mom. Thank you again, Mama. I love you. One of my favorite brushes because 1, it's a gift from my mom, and but 2, it is the Persian jar from Simpson, and it is the Super Badger. Absolutely love the fibers, and I love how Simpson has them set in this handle here. She is still trying to get the giant stick in front of me. It's huge. It's not a stick, it's a branch. Captain's Choice Copper Bowl. So this fragrance, it came out in like 2021. It was one of the most anticipated fragrances in modern memory for me. I mean, the build up to it by the community was just huge. It is, no, be quiet, shh. It was inspired by a clone of Old Spice Fresh. I've never experienced the original thing. Douglas has, he talks about that on his sales page, the artisan at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. When it first came out, I was like, it's okay. I think part of it was just, there was just so much hype around it because he sent out samples. If you're familiar with how they do things, sometimes with a big release, they'll send out samples with a purchase, a future release, and you'll receive the little samples. And so they were sending those out, and I'd actually gotten a couple, and I liked it, but I just wasn't crazy about it. But now that I've used it a dozen or 2 times, I love it. The wife and daughter, they're not crazy about it. My wife and daughter do not like old school fragrances. Emily gives it a 5. I give it a 6. Emily gives it a 5, Alexis gives it a 6. I would give it a 10 all day long, and I'm gonna tell you why here in a second. But also, to me, what is important is not that I like a fragrance, but that I'm able to describe it to you beyond what is already described on the sales page, so that you can get an idea whether or not you might like it and whether or not you want to make the purchase. The links in the description to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements are affiliate links, and what that means is I will earn a 10% commission if you use the links in the description. Full disclosure, the soap and splash I paid for. The brush and razor were gifts from friends, family, right? Okay, so I've received nothing other than the book from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I own the ebook, and I've actually read the ebook once and then listened to it on audio using a speech reader thing, right? I think the app's called Speechify that I use. I was talking with Douglas a couple of weeks ago, telling him that I was wanting to review this, and he knew that I didn't have the book. He has written several books. Douglas did write the book. He did the artwork of the book. Everything is all him. And once you read the book, the artwork of Stonehenge, the cube, it all makes sense. I actually thought about doing like a reading of chapter 1 out here beside the river. Don't know that I'll actually do that. If I do, it'll probably be part of a different video. But it's a great read. It really is. I've only read the first 3 chapters in the paperback. I've had the paperback about a week now, maybe 2 weeks. So good. So let's do a quick little overview of the fragrance, and then I'll try and break it down the best that I can. An aromatic fougere. Summing up the top notes would be fresh, crisp, and invigorating. The mid would be dynamic. It's like a lively center to this whole fragrance is lively and invigorating. Exotic and resinous. The base, rich, woody foundation, robust yet refined. I got bullet points down below you guys with the scent notes and some things to talk about with the brush and book. Keep myself on point. I don't like to have a script or anything like that. I don't do scripts, but I do bullet points. Got you set up on the tripod. You'll see that in the B-roll. Glad to see it's not raining. It was raining a minute ago, and it was actually kind of irritating because I've really been wanting to use this microphone like bad. It was another gift. This microphone was a gift from my mom this year, 2024, this past Christmas. Today's January 12th. Thank you, Mom. I love you if you see this. Keep her busy. All right, so the top, we start out with the scent notes just says herbaceous. So it's kind of more of a scent profile than it is individual scent notes. So I call this a scent profile that is listed on the sales page. The book is a great read, seriously, and you can get the ebook pretty cheap. And the paperback, if you buy it, it's actually signed by Douglas, which, as a fanboy, a schnerd, a shaved nerd, a fanboy, a diehard fan of what Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements does, I love it. No, I'm not really a Boston Red Sox fan. I just love the hat, and I love baseball. If I could have a baseball hat of every single team in the MLB, I would. Got probably about a quarter of the way there? 32 teams, right? Got a big pile of sticks that I collected before the shave. So herbaceous. This thing starts out fresh green with a fresh green aroma. We're not far from the road because we couldn't get very far away. An earthy, natural vibe. 1 second, sweetheart. After that, we have eucalyptus. And the eucalyptus in this, I would describe as an invigorating, clean scent, fresh, crisp. This is a fresh, green, invigorating. If you're wondering what a fresco is, that's what it is. It's like a type of a mural, a painting. And if you read the book or have read the book, that makes sense. That will make more sense to you, the title of it, the title of the soap, and why the book is named Fresco, and why it takes place at Stonehenge, and why it's in the artwork. And then next you have citrus, just citrus listed. We don't know what citrus is, but the citrus that I pick up in this is bringing a bright, zesty character to the top of the fragrance. After that, we run into fresh. That's exactly what it says. That's a broad term. Oh, that was a bad throw, it slipped out of my fingers. A broad term for cleanliness and green, and that is another great way to describe the top overall. And then we run into the middle, and this is where the fragrance really starts to transform and morph into what you're going to wear the rest of the day. Starting out with cardamom. The cardamom in this is warm and exotic, exactly what you'd expect from cardamom. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements creates all of its own fragrances. They, do the hydrosols, everything. Spicy, slightly sweet cardamom. Wearing it on the back of my hand. How does that feedback sound? After cardamom, we run into another broad term, and that is just the word spicy in the scent profile. Think, doesn't smell like. Think pepper, nutmeg, or clove. What I think it's doing is it's adding a kick, making it more dynamic and more intriguing. This is an extremely unique fragrance. I love it. It is the perfect mix of old school, fresh, but at the same time, like green and natural and just my kind of earthy jam. Thankfully, I picked up lots of sticks before the shave. Wearing my Tokyo Rose shirt, another gift that I got for Christmas from my beautiful girls. Thank you, Alexis and Emily. And then we run into green, and green is a term that is used in perfuming quite a bit. And the best way to describe it, other than like leaves or fresh cut flowers, and how I like to explain what that word means, green, in a scent profile, is take a flower or a tree and snap the stem of it, right? So we're pretend like this is, well, I'm not gonna be able to snap that. But if this was a fresh, clean flower stem, right? Take it, and then that smell from the flower stem, or if you're to take, she knows I have another one in my hand, she didn't go after it, ready? Or if you're to take a leaf, a fresh leaf, which the only ones around me are blackberries. If you're to take a fresh leaf and crumple it up in your hands and then smell it, that is the kind of green that they're talking about. And this is a green fragrance. And it's not just from that green note. There's, like I talked about, the things up above that are bringing a greenness to this fragrance. Right, Luna? And my new spray bottle, another Christmas gift that my girls got me. It's not a continuous sprayer, and man, it blasts me. But I already put my stickers on it, so I kind of claimed it as my own. I'm gonna try and make it work. It was only like $2.99, they said, at Hobby Lobby. I really want to get one of those basters that Glenn Sherman has. I used that on that outdoor shave with him, and it was just fantastic. And then balsam, and that is a tree resin. A forest-like aroma that starts emerging in the base of this. And I think it's just adding a whole lot of balance to a very complex fragrance. Here's a green one. Oh, surrounded by trees. It didn't make it. It's right there in two pieces. Right there. After that, we start in the base with woody, and this is a woody, strong, grounding foundation that starts with the woods. We don't know what woods. It's a very broad term once again. I believe it's bringing a warm, rich, timeless elegance to the fragrance. This is one of those fragrances that if you pay attention to it from the top to the middle to the base and then into the dry down, you can actually witness the fragrance transitioning, transforming into the fragrance that you will wear all day, which is known as the dry down. You should be able to get 6 to 8 hours of good wear out of it, maybe more or a little less depending on your skin type and what you're doing. But I've gotten a good solid 6 to 8 hours out of it. Wearing it on the back of my hand, going to work, that kind of thing. 1 second. Rearmed, more sticks. All right, so next up in my rinse bowl here, I got my stool here to the right, kind of to your left, next to the tripod, and then I have my little Bass Pro Shop stool right in front of me. And this is my rinse bowl that I rinse my razors off in. Use it to soak my brush when I first get started, and then I rinse my razors off in it in between passes. Patchouli, exactly what you'd expect from patchouli. It is a earthy, musky, but at the same time, it seems to add like a deep, soothing kind of vibe to it. Got a Big Daddy. It's gonna be a tough one to throw between the trees. Dirty one too. And then mossy, moss. Damp, green, earthy aroma. A very distinct moss in this one. I wasn't thinking, I should have went with my right side. Normally I switch sides. That's okay. Right, Luna? So glad the rain went away. Hope your guys' New Year's off to a great start. Finally, last but not least, we run into the third note, if you will, that I would consider to be another broad term. And he finishes off the scent profile with simply the word masculine. To me, it's a broad term for something that is bold, strong, or rugged when we're talking about fragrances, right? I think with this one, for me, it's adding confidence and sophistication. I don't know if it's leather that's down there in the bottom, or if it's more woods or what it is, but this fragrance, as you come from the top with this fresh greenness and then make your way down into it, it just really transforms, the whole time staying this fresh and green fragrance, but with just so much complexity. I cannot recommend, if you've never bought this one, a lot of people did, it's a super popular fragrance. I cannot recommend enough grabbing a sample and buying the ebook. If you've never read one of Doug's books, this is a good one to start with. I would also recommend Droid Black or Hotel Cecil. Hotel Cecil is a great read. Droid Black is a good one as well. And Fresco is amazing. We'll leave it at 2-pass shave. Want to do some cleanups, but for time, we're gonna skip it. My towel right here. Hi, sweetheart. How about that, Luna? It stayed dry. Purchased some stuff not too long ago. Should be here this coming week from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, including some scoops and those new sprayers. Have you guys tried those? Bought 20 of them. I want to give some of them away when they come. New sprayers, the plastic ones, like 75 cents. Also bought the last 14 wet shaving merit badges for members of the channel. I bought 10 before, went through those, and had to grab the last 14 while I could. I want to thank you guys for supporting my channel in 2024. And I look forward to 2025. There's so many things that I'm excited for in this new year. My splash is in my backpack. Maybe. Found it, bottom of the backpack. This is good stuff, Maynard. If you are a fan of old school, if you're a fan of fresh, green, nature, earthy kind of fragrances like I am, you'll love it. How did I do describing it if you already own it? I hope I gave you more of an idea of what to expect from it if you haven't tried it. There is a muskiness that comes from the patchouli. Other than that, I don't think there's any real muskiness to it. But if you're not a fan of old school fragrances, I would not recommend it. if you're not a fan of green, no, Luna. If you're not a fan of green, fresh fragrances, I wouldn't recommend it. However, if you're a fan of both, it's a must-have. It's an absolute must-have if you love old school, you know, Old Spice, Aqua Velva type fragrances. You know, 60s and 70s, early 80s. As you got into the late 80s, fragrances started changing into what we had in the 90s, which was aquatic and fresh. And this was kind of in that transitionary type period for fragrances. Real quick, I want to show you my paperback. Got it over here. Like I said, it was raining and I was anticipating it, so I got it. You get these little bags, you get different ones from Bobby Moffett when you buy a brush, and I repurpose them. Make sure my hands are clean. Yes, dear, wait. Fresco Mystery. Signature right there. So you can get the ebook for, I forget what the price was. And then this one is like $7 or $8. It's not very expensive. It's just, if you're a PAA fanboy, if you enjoy reading, if you love, you know, wet shaving, I think his books are a must have. I own all the ebooks. I have Hotel Cecil and now this one in paperback. But seriously, I can't recommend the ebooks enough. And the newest one, the Seventh Dimension or whatever, that's a great read. I have that one as well. It's good stuff, Maynard. It really is. It's the little big things, my friends. Like getting outside and enjoying the dry days. It's supposed to be a dry week. I'm hoping for another outdoor shave next weekend and a hike, and we'll have Miss Athena back with us. Like I said earlier, she's at home healing from her surgery that she had on Wednesday, which was she was spayed. I love the Pacific Northwest. And when it's not raining, on an afternoon like this, I'm reminded why. If you haven't got Tokyo Rose yet, I'm wearing it. The EDP in solid. So good. I don't like rose fragrances, but Tokyo Rose is so dang good. I can't believe it's going away. Take care, you guys. I'll see you next time. How was the audio? Be honest. Take care. Welcome out to the B-roll. So I thought I'd show you guys. You can see how the river has come all the way up here, pushed leaves up, and then brought stuff back down. So where I am standing was underwater just not too long ago. And then I've done all those shaves directly out in front of me on those rocks. You can see the tip of that one rock right there in the center of the screen. Wait. Where's your stick? I set up. I got a pile of sticks down here for Luna. I'll get a few more before I start the shave. I do record this before I shave. Right now it's not raining. I hope it stays that way. The trail where I did Doppelganger Orange, we normally follow that trail all the way up there. But we can't because the river has overtaken the trail up there. Wait. Tell everyone it's the little big things. Yes, thank you. You guys take care. Thanks again, Douglas, for sending me out the paperback copy of the book. Took my shave of the day photos on that mossy branch right there. If it stays dry, I'll be using my microphone. Right now I'm not using the microphone. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time. So I've done a bunch of shaves from way out there, you know, under the trees, under those branches that hang out underneath. I think I've even been underneath this one right here. We can't go much further beyond there. You can see the trail ends right there, and normally you would follow it on up and yonder. Is that the way we normally go? Yeah. Come back, babe. Ready to go? Let's go. He's a good girl. He's a good girl. B-I-N-G-O. You can't take it if you want me to throw it. You gonna take it back to the river? Bye, Stick. Nice knowing you, Stick.